Eric Jones in the 77 has chosen the outside line. Kyle Larson in the 42 on the inside line. Coming out of turn number 4. Saturday night, racing under the lights. It's Bristol, baby. Big move early by the younger Chase Elliott. Number 24 making the move up to second. Here comes the 78 as well. Martin Truex Jr. following Chase Elliott around the track. He's moved up to third. Kyle Larson's fallen all the way back to fourth. Martin Truex Jr., teammate to Eric Jones, has now moved into contention, and Martin Truex Jr. running in the 5th spot.
Kyle Larson's going to try to turn off the top like that and get the run on the 77. He can accelerate harder, put the throttle down easier off the top of the racetrack. If you're going to run the upper lane, you have to be good on corner exit. Although right here, he just turns left and drives up underneath the 77, getting into turn 3.
Yeah, Eric Jones got loose getting into turn 3. Just couldn't hold the car on the bottom of the racetrack. Kyle Larson slid right by.
Kyle Larson in front of the field at Bristol. Kyle Larson trying to stay in front of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch continues to set him up. Kyle Busch now on the outside. He'll take the lead as they split the two of Brad Keselowski. Now Kyle Busch will have to negotiate by the 95 if he wants to hang on to the lead.
It's a race to the lap traffic. Who can get to them first and be in the preferred lane?
Well, and the preferred lane is whatever lane the lap traffic's not in. Right here, the 42 is going to try to stay underneath the 18. See there, Rick? He was barely underneath him, but he could take the bottom of the racetrack.
Kyle Busch still out front. A lot thought that the Cup race, there was no way he could get up to the front this quickly. Coming up on 1 lap to go in this stage. One more time around. Oh, a little bump there. Larson moves up the racetrack. Kyle Busch takes the lead away. Contact was made. Down the backstretch they go for the final time in this stage. A lot of congestion they're fighting for. And Kyle Busch coming out of 4, he'll win stage 1.
Eric Jones will finish second. Yeah. Kyle Larson got stuck in traffic, but you mentioned it, Jeff. Kyle Busch was polite the first time they tried to block the bottom, but the second time, he didn't have it. He knew he wasn't going to wreck the 42, but he put just enough pressure on him on corner entry to move him up the racetrack and take the position for the stage win.
Green flag back in the air.
Well, it didn't take Kyle Busch long to overcome that. Already in third.
And that shows you how good that 18 car is. He entered the middle of the racetrack but turned down underneath the 11 on corner exit.
And a big win for Eric Jones and his team. They've struggled on pit road early in this year. To have a pit stop in this race to get them the lead, that's a big win for that team.
Battle for the lead. Here comes Kyle Busch. Moving to the outside of Eric Jones. Kyle Busch trying to get back out front. He won stage 1. He won the Camping World Truck Series race on Wednesday. He won the Xfinity Series race last night. And now trying to complete the sweep for a second time. He's the only driver who's ever been able to do it, and he's looking to do it for a second time. Big accident between Austin Dillon and Jeffrey Earnhardt just moments ago here at Bristol Motor Speedway. A lot of damage to both the 3 and the 33.
There you go. You see Austin Dillon dives to the bottom of the racetrack and just spins out. He had to have a tire go down or something break on that race car. For that car to spin around as quickly as it did, that wasn't just being loose and not being able to collect it. Something happened.
But that's Thunder Valley. Things happen and they happen in a hurry. Jeffrey Earnhardt nowhere to go, running the top, entering the corner well over 115 miles an hour. Next thing you know, the 3 slides right up in front of you. Heavy contact.
Getting ready for another restart.
And very important restart for the 20. He stayed out because he needs to have points. Remember, Kenseth is the driver above the cut line, but he's there on points. He doesn't have a win.
Kenseth on the outside, Johnson on the inside.
What a great start by Matt Kenseth. Jumps out to about a 4 or 5 car length lead over the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. As you see, the 88 of Dale Jr., one of the last cars on old tires, and paying the price as the new tires split him 3 wide.
Kenseth under 2 laps to go, looking for the stage win, as it's 3 wide back here fighting for position. Some cars falling back, others rocketing forward. Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, Kyle Larson, the top 5.
Green checkered there. Good job.
Kenseth gets the win in stage 2. Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Paul Menard, and Clint Bowyer, all top 10. They will receive points for finishing in the top 10 in that stage. Back to green, Eric Jones on the outside, Kyle Larson on the inside. And here comes Kyle Busch. Once again, Kyle Busch trying to complete the sweep. He won the truck race. He won the Xfinity race. Now trying to win the Cup race, all in the same weekend.
Yeah, and Rick, we talked about the idea to stay out to try to get those stage points. What's it worth? Well, the 20 had a penalty. Jimmy Johnson didn't, though. He restarted all the way back in the 15th position. So 15 spots on that pit strategy decision.
Yeah, and also that penalty by Matt Kenseth, although there are only 21 cars in the lead lap and he's in 21st, he had to start at the tail end of the longest line for that penalty. So he actually restarted in 33rd. Has a tremendous amount of ground to make up.
This race, then Darlington, then Richmond. That will determine the 16 drivers that will fight for the championship in 2017 in the playoffs.
We mentioned that shift. Jeff, well, we're starting to see it. Eric Jones has seemed to got a little bit better, but now Larson up to 2nd, Hamlin to 3rd, Kyle Busch back to 4th as the 13 has some contact, seems with outside wall, and the yellow's out. Ty
Dillon hits the wall. The caution comes out for the 6th time, and now with 147 laps to go, everybody will come to pit road, and they can all make it to the end. 6 also got into the wall, so Trevor Bayne also having some issues under this green flag run. There you see him up against the wall.
He looked like he had a tire going down. We talked about brake heat potentially melting a bead. This is the longest run of the race. About 94 laps on the green flag. Hadn't seen that long. Could have melted a bead on the right front.
Green flag back in the air. Bad start for Kyle Larson. He falls back quickly. Eric Jones, another great restart for him, and here comes Kyle Busch again. Look at the outside for the lead. Kyle Busch trying to make that outside line work, and Kyle Busch back out front. Big wreck for the 24 of Chase Elliott just happened.
The 13 was sparking going down the backstretch. Looked like he perhaps had trouble. I don't know if that stacked traffic up, but the next time I looked up, the 24 was spinning. Remember, we talked about the playoff guys. The 24 of Chase Elliott looked good on points, but this is going to be very costly if he has heavy damage. The 13 does have some heavy damage.
And the 24 was running in 6th place.
Smoke coming out of the 43. That's been for a few laps. He actually had a black flag with the white cross. Take a look. The contact there with Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick was exiting the top. Looked like he was in the middle lane. The 24 leaving the bottom. Looked like he thought he was going to have the middle lane. Makes contact.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think the 4 was trying to go around the lap car and just didn't know Chase Elliott was there.
.99 laps to go. Kevin Harvick powering around the outside. He moves up to second.
So the 18 really loose under the one car, Jamie McMurray. That's typical at Bristol on new tires right after a restart. When you pinch that car off, having to stay on the bottom because somebody was on the outside of you, very easy to get loose.
Contact there. The 21 got in the back of the 1 of Jamie McMurray, got him loose. Hard into the wall is the 34. Big hit.
That was a big hit.
Landon Castle in the 34 slams into the outside wall. Caution coming out for the 8th time. Take a look at what happens here to Landon Castle.
Big impact on the inside wall. Just touched the inside wall, then comes back around. Hit the outside wall hard enough the front tires came off the ground.
I couldn't tell from that angle if there was contact or how he got spun around between him and the 32. I just couldn't tell. By the time he was coming into view, he was spinning.
We're back to racing at Bristol. To the outside, here comes Kyle Busch, trying to take second away. Side by side for second, a little bumping between teammates.
This hasn't been Erik Jones' strength. How can he run the top when he hasn't run it all night, Steve?
If he wants to win this race, he's going to have to run different lines. They come up on the lap traffic. The 18 of Kyle Busch trying to take second away. And in the process, he might go for the lead. Erik Jones stays up high. Kyle Busch down low, trying to make that low groove work still. Little loose by the 77. And Kyle Busch will clear him.
But now the 77 goes to the bottom. That opens the top up for Matt Kenseth by himself. I think the 20 was making time up top until he got trapped behind Erik Jones.
So now Jones back to the bottom of the track, trying to close the gap on the 18 of Kyle Busch. Busch trying to complete the sweep of the weekend. Out in front, under 54 laps to go. Only 17 drivers in the history of NASCAR have won 40 races. While the 77 of Erik Jones looks for his first win, the 18 of Kyle Busch, with 1 lap to go, looking for his 40th Cup Series win. Down the backstretch for the final time, Kyle Busch, get out the broom. You just swept at Bristol.
Ah, yeah! Yeah! Take that!
That one seemed to mean a lot more. You said, take that. Why was this one, this triple sweep, so special?
That one was a lot harder. Man, Erik Jones put up a whale of a fight. That was all I had. I was running with my tongue hanging out. My arms are jello and my throat hurts, but man, that's awesome. Just can't say enough about everybody on my Joe Gibbs Racing team. Adam Stevens and the guys are phenomenal. Kart might not have been perfect, but I'm never perfect. I never feel like we're perfect. But this Caramel Camry was fast. So proud of these guys. So proud of my team. So proud of Joe Gibbs Racing. So proud of Rowdy Nation. This one's for you.